Okay, so finally you've got something better to look at than just my local hill going up and down. And we are in the Ogwen Valley. This is Tryfan, which you can see there. That is the North Ridge that you can see underneath the sun. And I'm going up the gully there, which is known as the fastest line down, I guess, and up on the Paddy Buckley. My car is parked down there, and we are 2 weeks out from the race in Andorra now, or south of France. Andorra, whichever it is, both, I guess. A week ago, I gave you an update just because I felt like I should give you an update. Not a lot had gone on in terms of training, really. But now, after a week or so, I feel much better. My voice is 90% there. I can still feel it a little bit, the ear infection, but my energy levels are up and I can train properly, which, you know, I've had an easy-ish week in terms of what I usually do if I was going to train for a race like this, but some good hiking days. Had another day out on Igarn, which is that one over there, you can see. Igarn is over that way with my friend Drew, who will always also be out at Pica Pica Montcalm. But yeah, all in all, a good week. Feeling good. It's Friday now, so this time in 2 weeks the race starts at 6 o'clock. It is now about 10 o'clock in the morning. I'll have been going for 4 hours. The first climb looks like a 2.5 hour climb, which, you know, can't get in Snowdonia. But a lot of this is 20 to 30%. That up there, 30% definitely, goes up to 40%. Similar terrain to Andorra, so the plan is just get a few reps of them done. Nothing crazy in terms of route choice, but it's very specific. Okay, I need to get this jacket off, so I'll maybe speak to you in a bit. So this is up in the gully now, which is on my watch 15-20% before it kicks up. And the thought of doing this for 40 hours in 2 weeks is a bit of a wake-up call, but yeah, just have to adjust the effort. Hang on, I'm shouting because I've got a podcast on. Parents in hell, in case anyone's wondering. But yeah, I have to remember that even the UTS 100 miler, which I did last and failed at, the pace and the effort there is probably higher than it needs to be at this Andorra race. Like I mentioned last week, 105 kilometres I think, which is what, 65, 67 miles, less than 70 anyway, and then 11,000 metres of vertical, which is pretty crazy, if you can picture that. Don't ask me what it is in feet. I might try and get a pop-up on here if my editing skills are good enough, but yeah, it is a long hike. The only running involved will be out the village, or Zat, and then maybe into the village at the end. Is you that desperate to finish? I don't know. A bit of the unknown really, apart from YouTube videos, which if you get the chance and you're interested in these kind of races out in the Pyrenees, then take a look. Yeah, Pica Pica Montcalm 100k. So this is the point on Tryfan where you basically have to put your poles away if you're coming up, and get hands on a little bit more. A lot of the time, if I'm just getting elevation in for races, I'll come up that steep way up Tryfan, but then I'll head back down the path, just because this bit really does eat into time. So I'm not usually interested in getting straight to the top of Tryfan at the summit, But yeah, this time I am, because this is the kind of terrain that we're going to be on in Andorra, so I'm not really worried about how long it takes me, if I'm honest. I'm just out for a set amount of time on hard terrain. Okay. She joined me halfway up the third rep, which has taken me 2 hours 35 minutes so far, and the elevation is 1250 meters, so not massive in terms of the amount of time I've been out, really. Decent enough obviously, but that's about what I want in terms of the gradient is truly slowing me down. I can feel it now. I took a slightly easier route off the first rep, and then the second rep I came straight back down here, as you saw, and yeah, I could definitely feel it a bit more on the quads then. Just getting back used to the mountains, I guess, just in time. And like I say, training wise, I'm not going crazy. A few specific days, get healthy, feel strong again, and then rely on the years and years that I've spent racing in the mountains, doing multi-days and all that kind of thing. Haven't got the luxury of going out to Andorra a few days early. Literally driving over Wednesday, and we race 6 AM Friday, so I would like it to be a bit hotter, but I'm going to do a few sessions on a watt bike. I don't have a fan in the garage. In the summer it gets pretty warm, so just to get the core temperature up really and feel that heat again. I mean, I had 10 days in Turkey where it's 45 degrees, so it's not like I can't say I haven't been in the heat this year. I'm hoping that I'm okay in the heat. It's the altitude that, if anything, will get me and slow me down, because of the amount of time that it stays up there, up at around 3,000 meters. But I can't do a lot about that. I'm not about to go and spend all my kids' inheritance on altitude centres when in reality I'm just on an adventure with some friends in the ultra running world. We are near the top of the fourth rep and the final one, because I've got to get back to see the kids mainly. But yeah, 4 is enough, because first one feel fresh, second one kind of get into rhythm, third one feels a little bit tougher and you can feel it in your quads a bit, fourth one is probably where the training kicks in a little bit, because it's more the feeling that I'll be in a couple, 4, 5, 6 hours into a race like I'm doing, and it's just to get that feeling again. Got a little bit of a niggle high up in the glute lower back, which has been, I feel it on the bike and I feel it, well, when I'm putting socks on and things over the last week or two. So whether it's just been from a bit of inactivity or left over from the last race that I did over a month ago, and then not done much running, so you don't really feel those niggles. Either way, it's been useful, because I haven't got the same knee lift. I keep catching my front big toe, I was going to say. Keep catching my big toe sometimes on the descents, so I haven't got that lift. So that's something that I can look at next week. I'll go and see someone about that. and it's nothing major, but I don't want it to be the first time I feel it on the mountains of Andorra, so I'll get someone's elbow in my ass. Well, I know who it'll be next week. As for nutrition, I've averaged 60 grams an hour of carbs, which is a little bit low for what I'm aiming for, really, but I am having to ration my gels and stuff at the moment. So some of that came from Haribo's and some of it came from the Talk Energy stuff that kindly supply me with all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm happy that I can get in 80 grams an hour in a race, so it's more about practicing something close to that. That's about it. I'll finish this rep and then get back down to the car and stop on the way home for coffee, and I will see you next week, hopefully 2 weeks out from Pica Pica Montcalm.